Welcome, everyone. There we go. Yeah. So maybe you're outside, maybe you're inside. But I'm going to make the suggestion that for the meditation today, that if you have time another day to take it outside and re-listen to it, I'm going to kind of be using elements of nature to help us arrive here in the moment. So if you can't get outside right now, it's no problem at all. Just imagine the things that I'm suggesting. And when you can get outside, all the in the archives on YouTube, everything's arranged by date. So if you just jot down the date, then you'll know that you can listen to this outside sometime, especially on a sunny day and near a tree. Those are my two suggestions for this particular meditation. So for now, though, if you can move yourself and go outside easily, I would suggest you do that. And if you can't, then don't worry about it. And either way, find a comfortable position, whether you're laying down or sitting up on a cushion or in a chair. But I really would encourage you to be comfortable. I'm struggling with some low back, like sciatica issues, so I may actually lay down as well. Sitting is kind of like the worst thing right now. So, um, figuring out how I want to start. Yeah, let's just start with some gentle movement. So, actually, if you're laying down, sit up for a moment, and just start with some shoulder rolling. Simple movements to help us feel and arrive in the body. And then leaning the head to one side, gently stretching the side of the neck. You can put this hand outstretched, and then gently push your head back up to center. And then let the head tilt the other direction. Again, this hand is outstretched. So you can really feel a nice, gentle stretch along the side of the neck. And then closing your eyes for just a moment and taking in a deep breath. On the next one, take a deep breath in through your nose, filling up your belly. And then on the out breath, purse your lips and make the breath come out through your mouth really slowly. So it's big breath into the belly and then slow breath out through the mouth. We're going to do that several times at your own speed. So we're breathing into the belly. Belly expands with the in breath. And as we breathe out, pursing the lips, belly contracts towards the spine. So eyes open or closed, doesn't matter. Just begin to do this deep belly breathing with the slow out breath. Even though your lips are pursed a bit to slow down the air, see if you can really loosen your jaw while you're doing this. So maybe even pause the breathing for a moment and just kind of make a bunch of funny faces with your mouth and your jaw, stretching out the jaw, maybe even giving your jaw and your face a little massage. Generally, people just hold a lot of tension in their face and in their heads. So just giving your face a little love here. Okay, so going back to the belly breathing, but now with a looser face. And as you breathe in, breathing into the belly, belly expands. And as you breathe out through the mouth, pursed lips, attention to keeping the jaw and the face soft and continuing this way. You don't want anything tight or constricting around your belly. I'm even noticing these pants are just a little too, yeah, I'm just going to push them down. So you want your belly to be able to really expand and be soft without any pain or discomfort. Noticing how the shoulders move downwards with the out breath. There's this very subtle relaxation movement of the shoulders. And if there's not, try the on-off method where you clench your shoulders up so that you really know what muscles on feels like, and then you let them drop. So then you know what muscles off feels like. And from this space, the shoulders should move. When you breathe in, they should rise a little bit. And as you breathe out, the shoulders move down a little bit. So just tune into that fine movement of the shoulders. Still breathing with your belly. Good. Now staying inwardly focused. So maybe you open your eyes just barely if they were shut. And just seeing if your body needs any other type of movement to be even a little bit more at ease, a little bit more comfortable. And ask yourself, am I in the most comfortable posture I possibly could be? Am I sitting up because I feel like it's the right way to meditate? Or am I sitting up because it's actually really comfortable? So finding your most comfortable position. And again, I'm going to guide this as if you were outside. So if you like it, then listen to it outside sometime. And whether you're outside or inside, if you can lay down, I would suggest that. And again, if you can't, no big deal at all. You could just redo it another time when you have more control over your conditions. So getting really comfortable. And just beginning by letting yourself sink into the ground. If you're laying down, feel every part of your back body that's touching the earth. I'm just going to say the earth, assuming that if you're inside, you'll try it outside sometime. If you're sitting up, feel the parts of your body that are actually in contact with the floor or the earth. And see how it feels to put one hand on your belly and one hand on your heart. And as you breathe in, feel the belly rise under your hand. The lungs filling with air, pushing the diaphragm down so that the belly pushes out and up. And then as you breathe out through the mouth with pursed lips again, you feel the belly soften and move towards the earth. And once again, attuning to the muscles in your face, letting them go slack. If you can't tell if the muscles are loose, again, do the on off trick where you scrunch up your face so that all the muscles are on, and then release all the muscles so that you can feel what the lack of muscle tension feels like. So imagining you're outside, or maybe you are, and opening your eyes and looking up at the blue, blue sky. Again, if you're in an office, just imagining you're lying on your back under a tree, and there's this clear, gorgeous blue sky above you. And then there's the green, green leaves, and the sun is glinting off the leaves. You're just taking in all the color. You're not looking for anything in particular. It's like you're letting the colors of nature come to you. Your eyes are soft and receptive. You're just letting beautiful colors come into your eyes. You can just let yourself breathe normally now, however it's comfortable. If it feels good to have a hand on your belly or your heart, keep it there. If not, be relaxed. And if you wish, you can keep your eyes open, or if it feels better to close them now, you can close them. And either feel or imagine the sun on your face, how it warms your skin. It feels like it's melting the tension in the face. And imagine that you can breathe in the sun. You can breathe in this light energy coming in through every pore, lighting up every little cell in your body, warming and nourishing and strengthening your body. imagining you're breathing in the sun through all your pores. And then as you breathe out, imagine that either from your feet or from your sacrum, from the bottom of your spine, there are roots, maybe from all three. I'm laying down with my knees up in the air, so my feet and my sacrum are touching the ground. So I'm going to imagine three tap roots going down into the earth, going down deep through the soil. And then they're spreading outwards, just like tree roots, connecting with the other trees, connecting with their roots, connecting with the mycelium, the connection pathways of the mushrooms. So energetically, you're imagining this taproot coming out of your body, going down into the earth and connecting you with everything around you, all the trees, all the plants. And as you breathe in, you're breathing in sunlight, just like the trees, nourishing your body, and breathing out. And anything that the body doesn't need any longer, or anything in your psyche that's ready to be released, just flows out easily through these tap roots back into the ground, where it can get recycled. So, again and again, imagine breathing in the sun. You breathe it into your heart expands. And as you breathe out, the sunlight energy sweeps through your body, coalescing at the bottom of the spine and shooting down into the earth as you breathe out. So the invitation is to keep breathing in this way with this visualization for several more breaths. Then maybe imagine breathing in again through the skin, breathing the sunlight energy that you can feel on your face, your bare skin, and breathing it in all the cells of the body. And then as you breathe out, imagine little tiny roots growing out of your back. So not just one big taproot, but all these little tiny roots growing out of every part of your body that's contacting the earth. These little tiny roots go down, really helping you feel securely anchored to the earth. And noticing any other forms of touch. Maybe there's a breeze, noticing temperature, and seeing if with each out breath, if you can just be even a little more aware of areas of the body that are holding or resisting fully surrendering to the earth. We have these muscle habit patterns, all of us. I hold a ton of tension in my face and neck and mouth and pelvis, and you have your tension patterns that you might know about. So, tuning into these areas of the body that maybe we pull in to feel safer. And so, we're not going to force any part of the body to release or let go. The body has its own wisdom. We're just going to bring awareness if there are these holding tension patterns. And if you're outside, maybe looking around you and really seeing, is the environment around me safe? Can I let my body rest into the earth? Really making sure that this place that you're in, wherever it is, does feel safe. And body can hold these old tension patterns because of trauma, because of trying to protect ourselves. But then they can turn into like these long-term pain patterns. So seeing if you can just notice it, and rather than labeling it, if it is something you would normally call pain, just seeing if you can notice sensation and getting curious about the sensation rather than trying to wall it off behind kind of in a black box. We do that with pain, or I do. So seeing if you can open to sensation. If it's too much, you can put it away again. Gently letting yourself feel and noticing how sensation ebbs and flows. It's not constant, it's always changing. So see if you can notice that. And it might be a sensation you would consider uncomfortable, it might be pleasant. Whatever it is, we're just observing sensation while we breathe. And it can be useful as a tool to find a part of the body that feels neutral or even pleasant. And if you can't find a pleasant place, that's fine. There's no good or bad or better. Many people will tell me that their ears feel neutral, sometimes their feet or hands or toes. So there might be kind of a lack of sensation, or it might be a pleasant sensation. And seeing if you can tune into that part of the body, even if it's a very small area, just breathing with that area of the body that feels neutral or okay or pleasant. Imagining that you can just rest your awareness right there. And whenever thoughts come into the mind, or emotions, or anything at all, just noticing it. You don't have to shut anything out. You don't have to make your mind clear, and there's no have to here. So you just notice what's there and then come back to sensation. And once you've got the spot that for now is pleasant or neutral, then one way you can use this tool is by going into a place that might be uncomfortable or what we might call a pain sensation. And you can see if you can gently be with it for a moment. And then you can put your attention back on the part of the body that feels neutral or pleasant. So you can kind of like go back and forth so that the unpleasant sensation, which can also apply to emotions, doesn't become too much. And if you're having a fragile day and going into uncomfortable sensations at all just feels like a no, trust that. Like above anything I ever say or any other teacher, trust your own intuition about what you and your body need today because it knows. So don't override because some teacher, including me, says anything. We're learning to listen deeply to the inner voice. Body has so much wisdom. And that's why we're spending so much time learning how to feel the body, learning how to become more and more embodied, because the body is always giving us clues and messages and wisdom. And when we ignore it, it's like disregarding some really good advice that a friend is giving you, that your dearest friend is giving you. So, really learning how to listen can be very strange at first, can be very foreign, might feel like you can't do it at all. Believe me, I was completely cut off from my body in my 20s and in my 30s. And there's no timeline. So, opening up to the senses like we're doing is one way to start to get in touch more and more with the body. And sometimes starting with external things can feel easier, especially if there's like a trauma history. So, tuning now into sound. And if you're not outdoors, just imagining the sounds of nature, imagining birds and leaves rustling and wind and squirrels and their feet on the leaves, how it sounds. So, sort of like with your vision, you don't have to go searching for sound. You can let it come to you. You're just in this receptive mode of allowing sound to fall on your ears. And you can start to notice, are there sounds that have your body responding in a certain way? Like, are there sounds that feel opening to your body? Are there sounds that you feel a contraction in your body? Just noticing. So there's all these different sounds out there, and some of them you're going to have an aversion to. I'm going to have an aversion to. And rather than trying to change my environment, since I really don't have a lot of control, especially when I'm outside, I'm just going to notice. Okay, when a plane and a jet goes overhead, I'm going to notice there's a contraction in my body. I'm just going to watch, become the witness. And I'm going to watch if my mind starts to tell stories about it, like, oh, I hate these jets, blah, 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 blah. So I'm going to notice. I'm going to notice what my body does, and I'm going to notice what my mind does. And then there's the witness, this part that's just seeing it all. And that's what we're practicing, is we're practicing getting pulled out and then coming back to the seat of witness. That part of us that is just noticing everything. And also being mindful of sounds that are pleasant and noticing what that does to the body and the mind. And again, we don't have to do anything with it. We're just noticing. There might even be like a grasping quality of like, oh no, don't go away. And that's just very human. We push away what we don't like. We grasp what we like. And most of the time, until we start to have some sort of awareness practice, we're just driven by these very basic things. And those are not bad, but we're learning how to be more and more aware of the reactions of the mind so that we don't have to be driven by them, so that we don't have to react. We have more of a choice. Maybe we want to change location if we don't like a certain sound or it's too hot or whatever. But noticing first and then having a choice, just slowing everything down. And the breath can be really handy because it's always there. So all these sensations and sounds, they're always changing. And the breath is changing subtly too, but it's a constant. Now, some people who have asthma or COPD or other breathing issues, I found that it's not a good object of focus if there's distress associated with breathing. And so if that's the case for you, you're not doing anything wrong. There's nothing lost. There are other ways you can meditate, besides focusing on the breath, of course. Maybe you have a mantra, so a sound that you say and hear as you breathe in, and then another sound that in your mind's eye you hear and sort of say as you breathe out. So you're not audibly speaking the words. It's like you're hearing it. And it's a just like the breath, it's a constant, it's something to come back to. As the mind and the awareness is always drifting from sensations and emotions and thoughts, and then having something to come back to can help keep us anchored in the present. So if you're one of those people who doesn't like to notice breathing because it is distressing or whatever for whatever reason, you can use a mantra. And if you don't have one, you can use the simple mantra so, S-O, on the in breath. And you'll notice that breathing in, if you twist your mind a little bit, it kind of sounds like so. And when you breathe out, it's hum, H-U-M, that you're hearing in your mind. So on the in breath and hum on the out breath. Continuing to be aware of your senses, mind, and your breath or your mantra. Everything's changing. And yet there is this constant in and out. And whenever I'm feeling grounded or ungrounded, rather, or scared or confused, I'll do this particular type of breathing where I imagine that sunlight energy coming in through my crown. I breathe it into my heart. Might picture it as a bright light. And then as I breathe out, it goes down through my taproot at the bottom of my spine into the earth. And then I breathe in again through my crown and down and out through the root. And in doing this, there's this, you're creating this sense of yourself as this energy channel, energy coming in through the top and going out and down through the bottom. Just moving energy, very connected to the earth. Then imagine if all the trees around you and the sky and the grass, everything you're either in or imagining, imagine it has a frequency, a vibration, very high vibration. And imagine that you can breathe that into your body and it can nourish you and heal you and help you just by being in the vibration of the trees, the forest, or by water, by a lake, by rivers, by the ocean. Breathing in the frequency of nature, letting it soothe your human body. And if you're laying down, slowly coming to lie on one side, taking your time, no rush. And then opening your eyes and looking around. Again, receiving everything that's around you, receiving nature. And then if you'd like to join me, everything's optional, obviously. If you'd like to join me, I'm going to do 3 ohms. And the idea with the ohm is to feel it in your body, to feel the physical vibration of the sound. It can shift things in our human bodies, these Sanskrit syllables that are ancient. So as you breathe in, feel the belly expand. And as you breathe out, we're going to make the sound together of Om. So breathing in, Om. 2 more. Om. Om. May the fruits of our practice today spread outwards in all directions and help to end the suffering of all beings everywhere. I bow to each one of you. Thanks for taking the time to come together. Mm, And yeah, if you liked it, I hope that you'll be able to maybe find it in the archives and take it outside. Because there's something really magical about feeling things. I've been doing a lot more nature sessions with my one-on-one clients, and I mean, it's obvious, not telling anybody something they don't know, but the healing power of nature is so profound. Um, Heart's back at you. So yeah, get outside as much as you can. just finding that my mood is so much better. And if I'm in a place of darkness or confusion, if I could just get my body outside, um, it just shifts everything.